Oh man, let me tell you, it has been a week. The sky looks pretty beautiful now, but earlier last week it was pretty brutal. So just kind of want to touch base with everyone, just kind of let everybody know what had happened. I I put out some shorts, some YouTube shorts. So if you get a chance, check those out. But anyway, I think I had power outage more than I had power inage. So anyway, we had this tree. Um, it basically just tore it off, and it actually hit a power line that went to the neighbor's house, and there's the rest of the tree right there. So it did some damage, tore down the fence. Gonna have to get all that kind of fixed up. We got something up there temporarily. And then, so the point of this is that, you never know when that kind of stuff is going to strike. So there's my solar panels up there looking good, working hard. Um, you never know when that stuff's going to happen. And my little system that I have, it's not built up as much as I want it to be, but it did a fantastic job. And this 12 volt 100 amp hour battery that I got, man, it was phenomenal. And of course my charge controller there and inverter. But this baby here, it ran my sump pump for hours and hours and hours. It ran my refrigerator on and off. We didn't have it on all the time. The refrigerator plugged in all the time. Ran TV for days. I was able to, watch all the weather stuff, coming in, and it ran lights too and fans and stuff like that. So, I want to expand it, but man, it did a great job. So now that that's over with, let's actually get down to what we're talking about today. Is we're going to make this barn door. So stay tuned. All right, guys. Today we're going to be making a very, very simple barn door for a friend of mine, and I've decided that we're going to use very basic tools. So we've got some squares, we've got a tape measure, something to mark with. We're going to just be using a regular circular saw and a drill. So very simple, very basic. Most people have these tools. So stick around and see what it looks like. So this barn door is going to be 31 inches wide, and I'm using a 1x8 for the top, the middle, and the bottom. I guess you would, I don't know if you would call them like rails and stiles like you would like a cabinet, but anyway, they're going across. They are the horizontal pieces, and so we're going to cut each one of these at 31 inches. Okay, so we got all of those cut at 31 inches. So now I believe it's going to be 82 inches tall. So let's go ahead and make those cuts as well. Okay, so got all the boards cut to length. These are going to be the vertical pieces. They're cut at 82 inches. And I don't think I said this before. So the horizontal pieces here, that's a 1x8, 8 foot long, to make those 3 pieces. And then I have a 2 1x4 6x8 that I cut down to 82 inches. And then these are 1x6x8s that I cut down to 82 inches. So not a lot of waste there. These two boards that are left are also 1x6s. They're going to kind of make a kind of like a diamond design in the middle. So anyway, now it's time to get ready for assembly. Okay, so after doing the math, I've said before, I'm definitely not a math magician, but after doing the math, I realized that I needed to rip off about a 1/2 inch off of each of the vertical boards. So I did have to use the old table saw here to rip those off. Just so you know, full disclosure. So just to kind of give you the basic layout, for the middle one, I just wanted to note that I made a mark in the middle of that board, and then this is 82 inches long, so obviously the middle is going to be 41, so I made a mark there at 41, and then that will ensure that this lines up right in the middle. But just to kind of give you the basic layout, you've got your vertical pieces going that way, and then you have your 31-inch pieces, the 1x8. There's one at the bottom, and there's one at the top, and then there'll be one in the middle. I also too wanted to make a note that I did transfer that mark over here to the edge so that when you put that board on there, you can see it. So for this project, I'm using 1 1/4 inch screws, and they're the Starhead, the T20, I think. I don't, ever since these kind of came out, I don't really use like Phillips head screws anymore, or straight or flat screws anymore, because they tend to strip more often. These, they don't seem to strip out hardly at all. They go in nice and smooth. So based on the picture that this person sent to me, the screws are actually on the front side of the door, which seems kind of unusual, but I'm going to do it exactly the way she wants it. So I'm actually going to just countersink the screws just a little bit in, and I'll kind of show you my screw placement and kind of how I do it. Since they're going to be on the front, you kind of want to make it look uniform and nice. So I'll show you that here in a minute. So basically what I did here on this particular board, so the board that I'm going to be screwing into here is 3 inches wide. So basically my mark is 1.5 inches, or half in, and then I did 2 inches from the bottom of the board, and then 2 inches from the top of the board. So then that way, as I go across here, and the middle one and the bottom one or top, however you want to look at it, all the screws are placed in a uniform way, and then the marks will sand out later. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. I'll let you know what it looks like here in just a few. So got the first 2 screws in, and as you can see, they're just countersunk just a little bit, so they're just kind of right below the surface. And also, it's very important when you get this first one on to make sure it's straight and square. The boards are lined up. It'll make it a lot easier as you go through the rest of screwing these boards on. So I'm going to get to that. Okay, so got the horizontal pieces put on to the vertical pieces here. As you can see, made my lines, and all the screws are fairly uniform all the way across. So just have to sand out those lines. Okay, so the next part is kind of putting almost kind of like this diamond pattern on there. So we're going to need to find like the middle of this section, the middle section. We need to find the middle of that, because that's where we're going to start. So let's get that marked. All right, so made a mark right there, basically down the middle to the middle, and basically just set up my board here. It's basically going to be like a 45 degree angle. So I've got my mark there, and then I've got my mark here on this end, and also on the back side. And so we'll go ahead and cut that at the correct angle. Okay, so got those two pieces cut, and as you can see, you know, they kind of form, you know, a wedge kind of there in the middle, kind of like a diamond shape, because it's going to do the same thing on the other side. Try to keep the screws kind of in line with that middle board, just to kind of make it look more uniform. So all right, so now we need to do the other side. All right, so after a good sanding, got rid of all my little guidelines, you know, that I had there to keep kind of the screws uniform, but this is kind of the way it ended up. Not too bad for a barn door, and you know, put a handle on it, and it's ready to rock. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I don't always just do like build, you know, videos, but check out my other videos and see what I've been up to. And that's it for today. So anyway, everybody have a good week.